You know that feeling when you walk through the gates at Glastonbury and suddenly everything just makes sense? That feeling you carry around for weeks afterwards? Yeah, that one. Welcome to the 100% unofficial Glastonbury Festival podcast. I'm Paul from Glastonbury Tips, and every episode I'll sit down with someone who truly gets it. Fellow Glasgow obsessives, veterans, and anyone who's ever stood in a field at 3 a.m. thinking, I am home. So pull up a camping chair, grab a cider, and let's talk Glastonbury.
Good afternoon, everyone. Welcome back to another episode. Thank you in advance for listening. This is, of course, the 100% unofficial Glastonbury Festival podcast. I am your host, Si Woolmore, joined with the man of the hour, the man of the year, Mr. Paul Ferrugia. How are you, mate?
I wouldn't say that. I'm great, mate. I'm really good.
This is going to be an absolute belter of an episode today, guys. Today we have an absolute delight of a guest, the one and only Funke and the Two-Tone Baby.
Oh, for anyone who hasn't yet had the pleasure, this is the project of Dan Turnbull, a one-man sonic explosion, and easily one of the most unique and electrifying live acts on the festival circuit.
He's not just electrifying, he's incredibly well established. This chap has played 1,000 shows. His 1,000th was at Glastonbury Festival, funnily enough. And so his set on the Greenpeace stage was even featured on Channel 4 News and in the Guardian Guide as one of the top picks of the day.
Absolutely. So it feels very fitting that we're talking to him about all things Glasgow during this fallow year. And he's going to include his favourite acts, fondest memory, and who he wants to see in 2027.
I am excited, guys. Let's dive in.
Right, you performed your 1,000th gig at Glastonbury, is that right?
Yeah, that is absolutely correct.
That's amazing. Did you plan on doing your 1,000th at Glastonbury, or was that just pure luck?
Complete coincidence. Total coincidence. I'd ended up signing up with a new booking agent, and it ended up he books for the Greenpeace stage, which is fantastic because once we signed up, it was like, well, that's kind of me a bit into Glastonbury. Or so I thought. Was just looking down my gig list and doing the maths, and was like, oh, my 1,000th gig's coming up. Called my agent and said, oh, I think my 1,000th gig's going to be at 2,000 Trees, which was like the 2 weeks after Glastonbury. And he went, have you taken Glastonbury into account of that? I went, no. He went, because I think that means your 1,000th gig will fall over Glastonbury. I was like, you are kidding. So yeah, and it did. But my main big gig was the Greenpeace stage. Well, that was going to be 999, but he gave me an acoustic gig on the Greenpeace stage for the Wednesday, which made my main Greenpeace gig my 1,000th. Oh, it was unbelievable. So obviously I used that and pushed that out like you wouldn't believe. 1,000th gig.
What's it like compared to other festivals and gigs playing Glastonbury? Like,
the need to step up feels huge. Like, Glastonbury is such an important festival, and to get there and to be there feels so privileged that everyone who's there ups their game. And it is, you stand on stage and suddenly you feel like the weight of the Glastonbury pressure come down on you, and you do just perform to an entirely higher level. It's a very unique experience. Not saying that you don't perform that way in every gig, but there's just something about it. I've seen, everyone feels definitely the weight of it.
That's so interesting you said that, because I've always said this. I says, even like megastars know that the tickets have sold out before they're even announced. So it's almost like they're playing to a new crowd again. Yeah. And I'll never forget seeing Mary J. Blige on like a Friday afternoon in the rain. And she did such a performance, the crowd wouldn't let her do another song. And she burst into tears. And she said, I've never had a reaction like this, even at my own gigs with my own fans. She says, I'll never forget this for the rest of my life. So I think you're right. There's something about those fields.
There's something absolutely magical about it. I know a few people who do kind of like a lot of smaller gigs and have got tickets, either bought them or do clean-up crew or something, get on site and then will host a gig and get a little pop-up gig in like the Bimberlin or Small World or something. They play like it's the last gig they're ever going to play. And I've seen people step up and put on shows put on the best shows of their life, and even smaller levels. And you do see it across the board. And you see artists do interviews after Glastonbury and say, "Wow, it's the best gig of my career." It's a very special place, and it's always a privilege to play there.
Had you been as a punter before being a musician?
No, never.
Oh, wow.
First time I ever went was 2019. I had Davey Malone from Hobo Jones and the Junkyard Dogs swing me a gig on the Avalon Cafe, which got me my ticket in, basically.
And once you got in, could you stay for the whole 5 days?
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. I mean, the hardest thing of Glastonbury is getting in. Once you're in, once you've got that golden ticket, you can actually hoover up quite a decent amount of gigs, because there's a lot of stages that rely on artists being on site to do their bookings. So once you've got that golden ticket, that one big gig that's willing to give you their in, you actually can hoover up quite a few little bits. So yeah, my main gig for 2019 was Avalon Caf, and then in latter years it was Greenpeace. And off the back of that, you kind of get little other bits.
That's amazing. What advice would you give to someone who maybe gets a ticket in November and is going for the first time? You know, there's so much, people get so daunted by the size. So what advice would you give to first timers?
As a kind of practical thing, I would say get your steps in, do a bit of physical training. Like you're walking 20,000, 25,000, 30,000 steps in a day. And it is hard. I mean, yeah, I took a friend with me to 2024 and went, you've got to train a little bit. You've got to like start walking or it's going to absolutely muller you for the first couple of days. And he did, and it was a lot kind of easier.
I think last year I did a record, because we're always looking at our Fitbits and whatever to see how many steps we've done. And I think last year, one day I did 48,000 steps.
Yeah, it's mad. And because it depends how you're doing it. But I love my dance music. I love the electronic music side. And that already comes alive late at night. So normally your kind of out and about day is like midday till 4 a.m. And then you do that 5 days on the bounce, you're putting in the steps. I mean, my other bit of advice would be, I think this is a general bit of advice, is don't plan to see everything, because you're never going to see everything. The bit of advice I was given is pick 1 or 2 or 3 artists a day that you have to go and see. And then everything else, just see where the wind takes you.
That's what I advise for people in my book and on my website, 2 or 3 a day. So it's, I think you can't, as you said, you can't see everyone.
No, you really can't. And it is absolutely gutting when you realise, oh no, that thing I want to see. You don't realise the scale of it as well. And by the time you've gone from one end to the other, and the amount of times I've ping-ponged to the park and then gone back down to West Olds and then over to Silver Haze, and then try and go back up to the park. And it's just, you just can't do it. You're just going to end up killing yourself and missing more than you would probably end up seeing anyway.
Exactly, yeah. I say to people, watch people you wouldn't normally see, because you're going to see some amazing artists anyway.
Oh, you will. I mean, part of the reason I love Glastonbury is the quality of music that you see. Every single artist you see is world class. And as I say, even the kind of lower artists who are going, they're all playing the gigs of their lives. Everyone is playing to such a high standard. And the musicianship and, quality of music is of such an unbelievable level that every stage you walk past, everything you go find, everything you go see will be some of the best music you've ever seen.
As a musician, and obviously you just mentioned like you love dance music, so you're in the late night areas as well, 2, 3, 4 in the morning. You must have some crazy stories from your time.
Not as crazy as you'd think. I love music and the ability to be able to track down stuff, and I just spend my whole evening just dancing away to some of the best music. I mean, the amount of times I've just stuck myself under the Arcadia Spider at like midnight, and again, I think one year it was like Salute, Fortet. You're just seeing world class stuff, and it is just, it's brilliant. Some of the best gigs. I mean, best gig I ever saw, one of them was Fatboy Slim doing a secret gig in Greenpeace. Because I was playing Greenpeace, I was camped round the back there. And we kind of got rumour that, Fatboy Slim might be doing a little secret gig. And it wasn't really publicised at all. So we shuffled our way underneath the tree. And then
I was going to say, is that when he did it in the tree?
Yeah. just saw kind of like Norman scuttle in underneath, climb up to this tree and then start, and suddenly it was so many people that they shut down the entirety of the area.
I remember that. I wasn't at that, but it's funny because my very first Glastonbury in 2008, on the Thursday night, about 3 a.m, I stumbled in an area which to this day I don't know where it is. I don't think it's there anymore. And he was doing a secret set that day as well. Yeah, I mean, obviously he loves the festival as much as all of us, and he's there every year. And he does about 4 or 5 sets.
Yeah, absolutely.
Every festival.
But you don't realise how many secret gigs people are doing. Like some of the bigger bands are all playing little sneaky gigs here and there. I did the Rabbit Hole one year and was chatting to a band backstage, and they were Say She, and they'd just done West Holt's that morning.
Wow.
and then played like a tiny little gig to like 50 people. Saw Jarvis Cocker doing a little secret DJ set, but he didn't want anyone to know, and it was completely like locked down secret. It didn't get out, and no one really knew it was him. It was great.
Yeah, that's it. I think that because, as you said, because of the size of it, people just miss. Sometimes you walk past by being an A-list Hollywood star and just won't clock them because you're not expecting to see them wandering around.
I think my missus sent me last year a photo of Louis Theroux, just kind of like a couple of people along from her, just in a big hat. Again, you would never have clocked it was him, but she just looked over. Oh my God.
That's it. We last year during Lewis Capaldi's Zoe Ball, talking about Fatboy Slim, Zoe Ball was standing right next to me, and at the end I went and spoke to her, and she'd lost her voice, and this was like Friday afternoon, and I says, "You've got till Monday morning," and she goes, "I know. Remember me in the 90s when I'd be caning it?" She says, "Look at me now. I can't even speak on Friday."
Oh, it can get real hard. It really can. You do have to pace yourself a little bit.
Yeah, I really advise that, totally. Who would you love to see down there that you've never seen?
My favourite band are a band called Holy Fuck, and they are a Canadian 4-piece. And I know they've played Glastonbury back in, I think they played about 2011-12 on the bandstand. But they are one of my favourite bands, and I would love to see them anywhere, let alone at Glastonbury. I would love to see Sammy Virgie, again, dance artist. I missed him last time I went, 2025. He was playing one of the late night areas. But it was when Bicep were doing a gig in Block 9, and it all got a bit mental, and they had to shut the area down. And we queued for about 3 hours to get in, and by the time we got in, it was like 3 a.m. We missed him. and then tried to see him another time, and just kind of missed him. But I mean, he's blowing up, so I guarantee in the next couple of years he's going to be doing some big shows there.
You think it's almost like a conspiracy against you when there's all these clashes going. Every year they do this to me.
every single year. Or again, there are things in your way that you just can't predict, like the mini crush around Bicep, and it was just the area became unsafe, so they left you queuing out for ages. But then, even then, we were queuing to get into Block 9 for about 3 hours. But straight ahead of us in our queue was the Theatre and Circus main stage, and they had Oh My God, It's the Church on.
Oh, I love them.
Oh, they were great. So it wasn't like it was the worst queue to be standing in, because you've got to basically see a full hour of Oh My God, It's the Church.
Sexy Jesus.
Yeah, exactly.
That's become one of our yearly rituals now, is we take people, newbies, to go and see Oh My God, It's the Church, because it's such a fun show. And normally they're on like at midnight or 1 a.m, so everyone's seeing headliners and all that, and they come away laughing their heads off.
Yeah, absolutely fantastic band.
I mean, it's a life lesson. Don't be a dick. That's all everyone has to be doing.
Yeah, too right. And a hell of a stage show. Really, really is. Cracking band.
It is. I honestly thought they were American until I heard him speak off stage.
Yeah, but I did the same thing. I bumped into them at Shindig Festival a couple of years ago, and he came up and said, "All right, how you doing?" in a normal voice. Oh my God.
It's so funny. When did Funke and the Two Tone Babies start?
So I clock it at 2012, which was the year I released my first album. But it was a couple of years before that. I mean, I've been doing it in some sort of guise since I was about 16. I'm 37 now. But early doors, it was just, I was just in college bands, in university bands. Started really kind of getting my head down with it when I was at university. I had a lot of freedom at university.
Mm-hmm.
And went as a kind of loop artist, and started becoming Funke over that time, then started doing pub gigs and little open mic nights. And over the years, it's just kind of progressed and branched out. Again, to the point, getting Glastonbury was such a big thing. I'd only really started doing smaller gigs. I'd done a lot of festivals, but a lot of kind of grassrooty festivals, and I just started to dip into some with bigger capacities. And then getting Glastonbury was, again, such a revelation of playing big show in a world-class festival, and it just completely blew my mind and made me really kind of have to step up my game. Going from, quite grassroots level to seeing some of the best shows you're ever going to see really does make you step up your game. And it did. It was quite profound. And off the back of that Glastonbury year, from then, everything has kind of started jumping up the scale for me, which I'm very fortunate for.
Yeah, I can imagine, obviously, even if they're not in the crowd seeing you, a lot of people start, I know I do, if I haven't seen an act, I will look at them up after and see, okay, I like this, I want to go and see he or she, because I missed them at Glastonbury, but I want to see where they're playing, because this is really good stuff.
I keep saying this, but because of the kind of musical quality that there is, you see some of the best acts in the world. So the year I was there, 2019, I saw the Chemical Brothers, and I'd never seen a show like that before in my life. I'd never seen that level of production, that level of sound. And the Chemical Brothers is quite a gnarly band to see. Watching this band basically create like 5 minutes worth of the gnarliest, horriblest dance music, and everyone going absolutely apeshit. It kind of gives you validation that, like, oh my God, like, you can push the envelope, you can do more interesting stuff. And go to see acts over that weekend and being like, just seeing the breadth of musicality and what people are kind of willing to accept. It just completely opened my eyes to what you could do musically and what could be acceptable musically. And it totally reframed my entire structure of how I wanted to present myself, how I wanted to make music.
You really do have a unique sound, which I've loved. I've been telling people about it since I heard your stuff. So do you think it's partly because of seeing bands like the Chemical Brothers?
Oh, absolutely. So I started out fairly folky and fairly bluesy and fairly traditionally folky and fairly bluesy. But I'd always wanted to get more kind of into electronica. And it's always been kind of coded throughout what I've done. Because I love my dance music. So despite the fact that I'm a blues musician, it always has a kind of dancey undercurrent. And as I said about seeing the kind of Chemical Brothers and seeing Dirty Moonshine Big Band for the first time, they completely blew my mind.
And where does the name come from?
As a kind of teenager, listening to a lot of Mars Volta, listening to a lot of Captain Beefheart, and just experimenting with how words fit together. We used to play like kind of Trojan Records covers with a kind of like funky twist, and some guy came out to me and was like, oh man, it's like funky two-tone, baby. And I remember jotting it down in a journal. And then when I went to university, I needed a name for something, and just like the way all the words fit together. So I thought, funky and the two-tone, baby. And that's kind of where it came off. It sounds like something, but it's not actually anything. And it sounds more like a band. Yeah.
But to be fair, you do sound like a band, because it's a wall of sound. It really is. I did think you was a band when I first heard, before I saw you, and I was like, oh, it's a band.
People do. I've kind of painted myself a little bit into a corner, because people see the name and think it's a band. People hear it and think it's a band. People find it very hard to describe me. So yeah, it's quite difficult to talk about my act. But that two-tone baby, the band? No, the solo guy. Oh, what kind of stuff does he do? Oh, I'm not really sure, but it sounds like a band.
Well, it works, and it's obviously doing well, so I'd keep at it, that's for sure.
Yeah, it's not doing too bad, thank you. Not doing too bad at all.
And do you camp at these festivals?
Yeah, normally. I've got a little minivan and end up just scooting my way in, doing the show, stay for the night, and then scoop my way back out.
It must be exhausting, because like if you do like festivals back to back, like say you're doing Glastonbury, then I don't know, a week later do another one, that must be so knackering.
So Glastonbury, funny enough, we'll come on to why Glastonbury is a little bit different. But normally festivals, every other festival except Glastonbury, you get a lot of freedoms where you can drive backstage in your vehicle, and your unload is fairly
small,
and you get nice camping, and you get quite a lot of ease, and it's not too challenging. Glastonbury, on the other hand, is a real challenge to get around at my level, particularly with a lot of stuff. So because I've got so much gear, I've got like 6 cases and they're about kind of 45 kilograms between the lot of them. So I physically can't transport it under my own weight. So I was having this big like umming and ahhing, like how do I get across site? And certain stages have site transport, but some of them cannot be the most reliable. And I've seen bands sat around the back of like the Bimble Inn for like 3 hours waiting for a lift to get back. And I just didn't want to spend my festival at the mercy of some guy on a quad bike. So I came up with an ingenious idea of I bought the biggest wheelbarrow money could buy, spray painted it gold, and then ratchet strapped all of my gear inside this, and then just toddled my way around Glastonbury with all my stuff in a big wheelbarrow.
I love it.
It was ingenious.
Not only are you walking there, now you've got a wheelbarrow with 45 kg of gear in it. The proper
exactly.
workout.
Oh yeah, it was long. Yeah, trying to get back from some of those gigs like late night, and you're fighting against the crowds, and people are pissed and aren't really seeing you, and you've got this like trying to manhandle this giant wheelbarrow with all this stuff. Well, how else are you going to do it?
Yeah,
There was no way else I could think to get it done.
that is an ingenious idea. It's funny because like the biggest question I get on my website and in my Facebook group is like, what trolley shall I take? Because most people drive, and I should have designed my own trolley years ago. I'd have been a millionaire. I've had the same trolley since 2010, and I call it the Beast. And then we got another one because even though I say to people, don't take too much. As I'm getting older, I'm taking way more stuff than I did when I went in 2008. And so, yeah, we've got these 2 trolleys and they're lifesavers.
Well, I mean, I feel so privileged because I've normally got a ticket with a stage. I'm normally camping like in the heart of Glastonbury.
Yeah.
The last couple of years, I've camped outside of Greenpeace, which couldn't be more central to the festival if it tried. I mean, you've got to get there on the Tuesday, but that's no hardship at all. I mean,
oh yeah, I've always wanted that. I've always wanted to be there on site a couple of days before and to see the builds finish, obviously, and just to be on site before the punches. That must be amazing.
Oh, it really is. It's really jammy. It feels like really kind of like naughty because everyone else is getting there so late, and yeah, rocking up on the Tuesday and like getting camped and just having the freedom to explore for a couple of days with no one really being around.
Can you go to the crew bars?
Yeah, the crew bars. It feels like a real privileged position to be in, but the crew bars. The first year I went, 2019, I didn't really utilise them very much, and then the next year started going to them, and they're fantastic.
I love them. I've been to a couple and I've loved them. I mean, even now I say to people, there's stages at the crew bars.
Yeah.
And there's music live at the crew bars. And I'm like, you're kidding me? I'm like, no. It's like, there's music going on everywhere.
Arcadia Crew Bar has some of the best DJs I saw for the whole weekend.
That's amazing.
Oh, and it's so, it feels such a privileged position.
No, but you're a performer. Of course you shouldn't be backstage.
Oh, it's cool, but it's sneaky. You go for a cheap pint and a sit down. It's just it's lovely.
Oh, that is actually a very good point. Yeah, to the listeners who are listening, yeah, most of the crew bars have chairs and tables, and yeah, that's one of the greatest things about them is you can sit down properly.
Sit down. Oh, big Chesterfield sofa. And like a £5 pint. Oh, it's the best thing ever.
Well, after lugging around all that gear, you need a Chesterfield sofa to sit down in.
Oh, well, absolutely. But if you ever see a gold wheelbarrow being wheeled around, come and say.
I'm going to keep an eye out for it in 2027. I'll give you a hand if I see it. I can't promise you I'll be in a coherent state, but I'll try and push the wheelbarrow with you.
There's every chance I won't be either. So it's
I love it. Mate, that's been brilliant. I've really, really enjoyed chatting to you and listening to some of your experiences down on the farm. And I really hope to see you in 2027 down there.
Yeah, I hope so as well. Thank you very much for having me on.
You're more than welcome. See you on the farm.
See you on the farm.
Flipping heck, that was good fun. He sounds like a cool bloke.
It makes me want to start a band now. Forget writing, forget doing podcasts. I want to be in a band and play Glastonbury.
Well, funnily enough, starting a band, Golden Wheelbarrow and the Ratchet Straps is the name of my upcoming project. I look forward to launching that. Thank you for the inspiration, Dan. Guys, it's been a pleasure talking to you as always today. Thank you so much for listening. We have got a load of amazing episodes still to come.
Oh yeah, so Dan mentioned playing the Greenpeace stage. So one of the episodes coming up is all about volunteering at Glastonbury. There's thousands of volunteers and there's loads of charities, including Greenpeace, who are looking for volunteers. So we're going to talk about some of them charities and how you go about applying to be a volunteer down on the farm.
Paul, as always, it's been an absolute pleasure talking to you. Thanks everybody for listening. We will speak to you soon.
Yeah, it's been great again, mate. Thank you everyone for listening. Keep sending in those questions and emails and everything, and hopefully I'll see you all on the farm.